In case you're just joining us, listeners, wherever you are, it's Ulim here on the Crop and Animal Farming podcast. And in today's program, we have our guest, Mr. Banda, who is an agricultural expert, and he's telling us more about soil conservation. Let me welcome you once again, Mr. Banda, to the program.
Thank you.
Yes, as we were going for a break, I asked about which part of the soil, because I understand that soil is in various layers. So which system or which department of the soil is affected much? Is it the whole system or the whole layers? All layers of the soil is affected. What exactly happens when soil erosion occurs?
Okay, when you are talking about soil erosion, we normally say that it's the removal of fertile soil.
Mm-hmm.
And this removal of top fertile soil is done in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have the top layer, which normally comprises of humus,
Mm-hmm.
and as we are going deeper and deeper, we found out that we have some clay silicate, which is a layer of impenetrable soil.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we are talking about soil erosion, mainly we focus on the soil which is found in the layers whereby plants can easily access their roots.
Mm-hmm.
So this layer is called the root zone layer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once the nutrients are not available in the root zone layer, it means that crops won't be able to find any nutrients within that particular lump of soil.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we say erosion has occurred.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is the system whereby when we are talking about soil erosion, this is the main part which we normally focus.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can talk about soil erosion, but the erosion has been done due to due to a lot of water, whereby a lot of nutrients have been reached or due to reaching,
Mm-hmm.
whereby a lot of nutrients has drained into that impenetrable layer, whereby plants or crops cannot access those nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
So it's erosion as well.
Mm-hmm.
And in another aspect of erosion, we focus on the amount of runoff.
Mm-hmm.
But after the rains have come,
Mm-hmm.
the color of water which is flowing in our rivers or streams determines that in the upper streams or upper rivers areas, there was an erosion.
Mm-hmm.
Because the darker the water, the higher percentage of erosion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main focus of erosion. We mainly focus on the top soil, which keeps the nutrients which are readily available for the plant. For the plant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So coming back to the main topic of our discussion, those are just subtopics to the main topic. Coming back to the main topic of our program. Okay, what is it? What are some of the ways, or what are some of the conservative measures of soil?
Okay. We have a number of conservative measures of soil.
Okay.
The first conservative measure is we do encourage farmers to practice crop rotation.
Okay.
Crop rotation is essential because we do rotate heavy nutrient feeders with light nutrient feeders.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if a farmer cultivates cereals like maize, sorghum, millet on a piece of land this year, it's advisable for that particular farmer to cultivate legumes on that particular garden or on that particular farm.
Oh, okay. For the next planting season?
next planting season.
Mm-hmm.
Because the cereals normally they are heavy nutrient feeders, while legumes they are not. These are light nutrient feeders because they do fix nitrogen.
Okay.
So legumes like soybeans, beans, groundnuts, they do fix nitrogen.
Mm-hmm.
But due to limited land in our country, crop rotation is hard nowadays because you can tell a farmer not to plant maize, or farmers look at it as an awkward thing not to plant maize for the whole growing season.
Yes, you're right indeed.
So in that case, we encourage mixed cropping, whereby they can incorporate legumes and cereals in the same garden.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first measure. The second measure is that if you know that you are cultivating on steep slopes, the use of terraces is very vital.
Mm-hmm.
And the person who is cultivating on such places needs to plant vetiver grass.
Mm-hmm.
So that grass helps in minimizing the amount of runoff in that particular field.
Mm-hmm.
Box ridging also helps in conserving the soil.
Mm-hmm.
And the other method which I said earlier, conservation agriculture, whereby we encourage farmers not to burn the crop residues in their field.
Mm-hmm.
Rather, they must scatter them in the field and prevent ridging in their field.
Okay.
That's why that's when the name Ntayakasu comes in, because we encourage farmers not to ridge in their field.
Uh-huh.
So that one also helps because it brings permanent soil cover, whereby the impact, the rainfall impact is minimized due to the crop residues which has covered the field.
If these measures can be followed of conserving the soil, what can be the positive results, maybe to the farming or the agriculture sector in the country or in an area or a society which is following those measures?
If these measures are followed, Malawi as a country should expect a good crop yield.
Okay.
Which will be sufficient for the country as well as for exporting.
Mm-hmm.
If these measures are followed, it means that we are going to leave the fertile soil to the coming generation.
Mm-hmm.
Because in some years to come, we will be ancestors of some generations to come as well.
Mm-hmm.
So those generations, the generations to come, we also need the very same fertile soil, which we are enjoying right now.
Mm-hmm.
But our activities now will affect their survival tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So if these measures are followed, it means that we are ensuring the total survival of the next generation,
mm-hmm.
as far as agriculture is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
If these methods are followed as well, it means that we also minimize the impacts of flooding.
Mm-hmm.
Because once a lot of topsoil has been washed away, it brings about filtration of rivers.
Yes.
Whereby we do minimize the space where the water in rivers is supposed to flow.
Mm-hmm.
This leads to the flooding of low altitude areas.
Mm-hmm. So
if these methods are followed, we are going to minimize flooding as well.
Yes.
Sure.
Lastly, I understand. I'm asking this question because you are an agriculture expert and we are talking of the issue of soil,
Yes.
I understand that the application of fertilizer in our fields is also a contributing factor to soil to be working but abnormally.
Yes.
How true is that statement?
Yeah, that true is very, very true. That statement is very, very true. That's why I said earlier that when we are looking or when we are focusing on conservation agriculture, we focus on crop rotation, minimum soil disturbance, as well as reduce the use of chemicals. Because fertilizer application, it's like bringing in a short-term solution to a problem.
Okay, bringing in a short-term solution to a problem. To a permanent problem, but you are bringing in a short-term solution to that particular problem. So, applying fertilizer, that's why a country like Malawi is relying on fertilizer each and every year. Because once we have applied that particular fertilizer in our field, the first thing is that we disturb the pH levels of that particular soil. Because crops work best under a certain amount of acidic levels. So once we apply that particular fertilizer, we disturb that particular acidic levels in the soil. The other thing is that we also disturb the microorganism activity in that particular soil, whereby those microorganisms are the ones that add that particular fertility into the soil, because they do decompose, decay, or dead matters in the soil. So once we apply that soil, that fertilizer, after disturbing those the activities of such of those microorganisms, it means that the decaying of those substances is slowed down, whereby returning back all the lost nutrients in the soil takes a longer period of time. The other thing is that once fertilizers has been washed away into our water bodies, in most cases it also acts as poison substances that kill, which are hostile to the aquatic animal. So that's why currently a lot of nations are discouraging the use of fertilizer. Yes. As we are coming to the conclusion of this particular program,
Yes.
we have discussed a lot.
Yes.
And the listeners out there have learned something out of what you have talked to us. What can be a take-home message from our discussion that we have had?
The take-home message that I can urge listeners out there is that soil is a very vital resource here in Malawi. Because as a nation which relies on agriculture, we need to conserve the number one resource in agriculture, which is soil. Because there will be no agriculture if there is no soil. So we need to conserve that. And we know for sure that here in Malawi we can't have some practices like land fallowing because we have limited number of farmlands. But the very small pieces of land that we have can bring about maximum yield if all those conservative measures that I've talked about are followed.
Yes, indeed.
And the farmers can have enough for themselves and enough to sell. So it can help them in each and every day life. Yeah.
Let me welcome you, sir, for coming into the program.
Thank you.
It's been my pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
And I hope listeners out there have learned something from the discussion that we have had. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Listeners, this marks the end of our program today.